So a while back, someone asked me to make a video on the milk fat globule and its effect on human cholesterol. Now, I thought to make a full form video, but there's really not so much to say. I could just toss a bunch of big words at you and tell you a whole bunch of stuff to sound like I'm super knowledgeable and make it sound really complicated and amazing, but I'm not that kind of person. The bottom line is, if you look at the individual components of milk, like the fats, the triglycerides, everything, you would expect a negative change in your lipids, your cholesterol, your triglycerides. Typically people want to see high HDL, lower LDL, lower lipids. And if you looked at the individual components of dairy products, you would expect negative changes, an increase in LDL, not really an effect on HDL, and increase in triglycerides. However, we see that with whole milk products like whole milk or yogurt, cream, that's not the case. And there's an explanation for that, because the components are in a special form. It's a sphere that holds all this stuff together. It doesn't really matter how exactly that sphere is. The point is that when you have all these things in that form, you actually get a rise in the HDL, you don't really get a rise in the LDL, and you don't get a rise in the triglycerides. And in fact, it seems like it might even be protective to the lining of the blood vessel, and damage to the blood vessel wall is a big cause of atherosclerosis. So you take all this in and you go, hey, I should be drinking whole milk, eating whole dairy products, and not worrying about milk fat, unless of course you're purely trying to reduce calories. I grew up eating 0% fat or 1% fat milk. I guess I wasn't eating it with a spoon. Well, with cereal I was, but drinking it. A lot of people in America believe that you want to get like low-fat dairy products. Currently, I live in Belarus. People want the highest fat. So who's right? Well, if you're trying to reduce your calories as much as possible, less fat, you get a little less calories. But if you're looking at overall health, we should probably be consuming whole dairy products. So I buy whole fat milk. Hope you like this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Check out my website, andrewhutchings.org, where you can hire me for consultations or to work on a monthly basis.